Hey everyone, Harry here to talk about the latest in the Mar-a-Lago prosecution, specifically the provision of materials from the Department of Justice to Donald Trump. Okay, context. Under the federal rules of criminal procedure, after someone's been charged, one of the next steps is for the Department of Justice to hand over materials they have. What materials? Those are laid out in the rule, and they include, importantly, statements by the defendant, also things about experts, which won't apply here, but they're fairly bare bones. And the big news here is we know, and we haven't seen the materials. We won't see the materials. What we know is from a filing in the court, giving the progress on where things stand, what generically was turned over. So the things required by Rule 16, they were all turned over, but also just piles of other material. So Jack Smith has played a near open hand. This is a perennial sort of item of dispute between government and defense counsel. I played it out, in almost every big case I had. And Smith has chosen to play a really near open hand, which, among other things, communicates a lot of confidence about the case. But it includes the grand jury materials and transcripts. They're still subject to grand jury seal, but those materials. So that means that Trump right now knows and can put together pretty much all the witnesses against him, at least, even the prospective ones, and what they're going to say. They have the grand jury testimony. Now, there's a rule in federal practice that says you do have to give these to the defense, but when? Anytime no later than after the witness testifies. So if Smith were playing real hardball, he could put Walt Nauta, for example, we have his first testimony in the grand jury, or anybody at all on the stand at the trial, and then only then turn over the materials for them to scramble and read. Maybe they would say, "Oh, Your Honor, we need a continuance of a couple hours," etc. Very, very different. He really said, "Here, have at it. You got all you want. And then some." So it's a really full delivery of stuff that gives, Trump all kinds of information to start preparing the defense. I mean, they can stand up at the next hearing where she has ostensibly set a date of August for the trial and say, "Look, we're ready to go. And we've given them all these materials, way more than called for the rules, so they ought to be ready to go and pretty soon." And that's the other thing that stands out about the production. The DOJ was A, completely ready for this, and B, loaded for bear. So they'd made a decision. We're going to give over all this stuff. They had it ready to go, and boom, here's the whole stack of stuff, and handing it over to Team Trump. Given Trump himself and just the sort of bitterness of the disputes that they've had to date and will have to date, you might have expected him to play Smith to play it closer to the vest. He didn't, and it really projects A, confidence, and B, a desire to do everything on DOJ's side to have a speedy trial. So Trump's received nearly the mother load, and Smith is saying, here's what I'm coming at you with. Do your best. That conveys, besides the materials itself, a lot about the DOJ's attitude. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.